but yes, we are very diverse. I go to a church, and I'll shout it out, Trinity Church in Cedar Hill, Texas. My pastors Jim and Becky Hennessy. Yes, they are white. Yes, I love them. Yes, we have. At first, it was kind of split down 33 black, white, and Hispanic, but now it's just a great hodgepodge of everything. Just Indian, and I don't even want to go through. We have everybody, yes. However, um, we are, as many people are um, being nudged, pushed, forced into having some very uncomfortable conversations, which I know God will get the glory out of. I do know that this is a very tough time. We got, just added to the list between, okay, you got to close the door. Okay. You don't have to take a nap. Okay, just come in here and have a seat and close the door. Can y'all see her? She has on her underwear. Okay. Have a seat right there. Between COVID and racism and the dust from Africa and the H1N1 reemergence, spinoff of the swine flu, it's like just add it to the list. Whatever. um, I know that it's tough, but I see God all in it. We needed a shakeup. We need to get down to the root of these toxins and these cancers that we've kind of glossed over, because it's going to allow us to step into this revival we've been wanting for so long. And I just know that there is no way. God is so kind and so intelligent that, we've been crying out for revival, and he's like, yeah, I love you. I love you too much to put revival on top of not coming face to face with some stuff, and I also don't want to be a band-aid for it. I have endowed you with power and common sense. And I need you to talk to each other, and I need you to listen to each other. I've done the finished work. I've done. Holy Spirit, come. And he's like, I came. I promised I would. The work is finished. Okay. So I've given you a comforter and a guide, and for you to be led and for you to listen, and for you, that's what's happening. And so it's tough right now, at our church. We do not all believe the same thing. I do believe that in the coming months, it's going to get tougher as we come up on election season, and as we come upon a lot more ups and downs with COVID, but we have a hope. And I'm so grateful. And so right now, I feel like we're trying to band together and to have the conversations so that no matter who's elected in November, whatever, that's not where my hope is. My hope is in Jesus. No matter if COVID, it has a resurgence or not, he's a healer. By his stripes, we are healed. That's what we're doing now, trying to edify each other. So yeah, there is a sound that has been, but it is now turning into a sound that needs to be. And that is, that's the uniqueness of how he individually created us. It needs to be heard. That's the sound of heaven.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's been the beautiful part about us over the past couple of years, where we've started to have the conversations,
mm-hmm.
And the tough conversations. The the term that we use around here is called brave communication,
Mm-hmm.
and where we have stepped into those spaces. And recent, obviously, the past month or so, where just the race tension has just really been at an all-time high. How it's caused eyes to be open. It's caused eyes that hadn't been opened to be opened. It's caused people to actually see the pain, and actually start to educate themselves on some things. So even though we've been kind of walking this walk for the past couple years, now just feels like, okay, it feels like you were saying, like, okay, we're linking arms. I have you on this side. I have you on this side. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, but we're going to figure this out together, because looking at the common things that we do have is Jesus is Lord. He sits on the throne. He is a healer. He is a redeemer. He is a restorer. If we can lock in on those, and one of our pastors preached a message a couple of weeks ago, and he was just talking about us being seated in heavenly places, and how when we're seated in heavenly places, then we can receive the solutions for the issues that are happening in the world. We can receive those solutions, but the problem is we're not seated in heavenly places trying to get the solution. We're trying to operate at this second heaven and trying to get the solutions that don't fix the problem. They just add to the problem because
Wow.
they're just competing views, versus when you get the solution from up above,
Yeah.
where you're supposed to be seated as children of God, then that's when we're going to see the change. That's when we're going to see the revival. That's when we're going to see the transformation. And but everybody has to remember who they are, you know, and remember who they are and where we're actually supposed to be seated in
Yeah.
order to see the transformation that we want to see. I think for us here on a worship side, um, I can speak for myself. I can't speak for everybody else. For myself, I feel like I definitely feel like I can be myself 1000%. Like I don't even actually know how to not be myself. You know, like I am who I am. My roots are Baptist through and through, you know, and I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work, you know. And so even when I was at good old St. John,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I was doing all the other songs as well. Um, so I've never been fully one or the other, you know, like, and so like, who is Rheva fully? Rheva is both and, you know, and that's just always how it's gonna be. Now, I wish I could run. I can't. I just can't do it.
I can glide.
I can skip, but I can't run. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So if you don't want tone, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
Got nothing else for you. But being able to be here in this environment, even before I got here, like when I was at my church in Arizona and we would do like Bethel songs, we were pretty diverse in the type of songs that we sang at the church in Arizona, because we could easily go from Israel and Newbury to a Bethel to David and Nicole Binion to the best.
Yeah.
You know, like we literally did everything. So, but when we did a Bethel song, like that Baptist girl from Texas was still evident in that Bethel song, you know, Let Heaven Come, where
Yeah.
Texas came to visit, you know? And so,
Yes.
and so for some people, they feel like they can't be themselves. Like, especially if their environment is not, that sound isn't prevalent, I guess. It's not the main sound. Um, some people feel like they can't be themselves. I don't see that in you, and I don't see that in me, because
Mm-hmm.
because you're, first of all, Naya. This is me and Naya. This is when I watch Naya's clips from church, and I was like, why did she just murder no longer slaves like that? Like, what?
You gonna get all of this here. Okay.
Like, oh, I was like, she just literally slaughtered that song. Like, but the thing is, and it's funny because then people, I'm sure people tell you this all the time. They're like, great, thanks, Naya. Now I can never listen to the original song ever again.
Right. But like, I'm gonna tell you, with the song, it was the first one. I remember being in the gym, in Gold's Gym, and I saw this video with this amazing woman with this burgundy beanie on, singing King of My Heart. And I was like, who is Stephanie? How do you know her name? I didn't even know. Like, I am clueless, right? Now, of course, I
Right.
know I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I heard it, and it just I love folky type songs anyway. I have ever since I was a kid. So all those Deer and the antelope played, but seldom is heard. Like, I love all those. So when I heard oh, yeah, I was like, what is going on? I'm on the elliptical. So I took it back to, and they hadn't done it yet. I took it back to, sorry, um, my team, and of course all of them had heard it. We just hadn't done it. And so I was like, but I'm gonna sing it the way I want to sing it. Okay. So the second verse, I'm gonna take the key down because that was too high. King of my heart, be the wind inside my sails, the anchor in the waves. Oh, is my song. Let the king. Let the king of my heart be the fire inside my vein, the echo, echo, echo. You know what I mean? Like that stuff that's inside of us, or taking a second verse up the octave, to where now when people don't do it, it's like, oh, it's like, well, the original is not like that. Like that was just a artistic liberty. But yeah, I think again, we're all supposed to do that, right? Yes, there's a thing, there's a way, there's a trend, but everything we do, it needs to be infused with who God created you to be, because it can speak to, it just broadens your brush, so it's still this song, but it appeals to this group. And here we are with a bridge, you know what I mean? How can we get to the bridge? So yeah.
I will say I stayed away from like doing any Tasha Cobb songs. Well, one, because she's a beast and no one should, unless you're Naya, because you can do it. But somebody asked me one time, they're like, can you do that? I don't even remember which song it was. It may have been This the Move or something. And I was just like, I actually don't want to be the black girl to do the black girl songs. So I was like, and then the person didn't understand because I told him, that's like, I don't want to be the black girl that does the black girl songs. And he was like, but you do know you black, right? I said, I do know that. I do. I said, but I feel like in this environment, if I am the black girl, if I'm known as the black girl who does the black girl songs, then it will become expected of me to be the black girl that does the black girl songs. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Unless the Lord is like literally leading me to do this song,
right?
Like that's the only way that I'm going to do it. Like I don't want to do it any other way. And like I would feel the pressure. Just me being honest, I would feel the pressure of having to quote unquote bring it every time I led, because I was the one who brought it. Because like, we do have other black females that are on the worship team, but we're all different. And so I'm more of the belter than they are. So then it becomes expected to always have that moment. And I'm like, what if we don't have a moment today?
People on YouTube, y'all send Rheva a cash app, okay? It's offering time. I don't know if you know this, but it's offering time. Pop, girl.
Just I don't want to give you a moment today. Like I don't want to give you a growl. I don't wanna. What if I just want to be right here with Jesus in this moment? Like, is that okay? Is that okay for me to just be there?
Oh, this is so good.
Your mama just said that's real talk.
Real talk. There we have nuance, and we're all still learning who we are, right? We're all learning, and it's amazing even hearing you talk about being at St. John and having this, for lack of a better term, other side of trying to introduce other songs that are not indicative of that body there, and trying to infuse that, and now being where you are now with those songs, but now like, wait a minute, let me go back and get, you know what I mean? And not that you had to go back and get, but just kind of like there's always this dance, and that's the beauty of it. It's always like this. You never are completely settled, because he's always developing us, and Like you're there, and I don't know. I'm going to go back to your statement, but I feel like I'm where I am, and I feel like you are where you are for reasons that we could not have anticipated. Like I thought it was one thing. I'm here to lead worship, right? I'm here to, and this is amazing. Uh-oh, we have we having some racial issues. What? You know what I mean? Or we have some, we're not understanding each other, and we're not like that. I have to be where I am. I'm getting so much. And it's not that I'm here to be this Black woman savior, but God always knows his timing is amazing. You had to leave.
Yeah.
You had to leave because there's a conversation that you're initiating, that who knows if it would have been initiated had you not said yes to him
Yeah.
prompting you to go. And I feel that same way.